Time has always terrified the greatest minds, because the more closely they examined it, the less real it seemed. Plato called it a shadow of eternity. Aristotle reduced it to nothing more than a measure of change. Immanuel Kant claimed it exists only inside the human mind. And Martin Heidegger warned that time is inseparable from our awareness of death itself. Yet, despite centuries of philosophy, one brutal fact remains unchanged. Time keeps passing, we keep aging, and no one can say with certainty what time actually is, only that it is silently moving us toward an ending we try not to think about. Time is a strange contradiction, because we spend most of our lives thinking about it, worrying about it, fearing it, mourning it, and yet somehow, we almost never live inside it. We replay the past constantly, revisiting moments that are already dead, regretting choices that time has permanently sealed, while at the same time panicking about a future that hasn't arrived yet, counting hours before they exist, imagining outcomes that may never happen. And while our minds are pulled backward and forward like this, the present moment, the only moment that actually exists, passes quietly, unnoticed. This is the conundrum of time. We are surrounded by it, shaped by it, ruled by it, yet absent from it. The moment we become aware of our own mortality, time stops being neutral. It becomes heavy, threatening. Every second feels like part of a countdown we didn't agree to. Without death, time would feel endless, weightless. But because life ends, every moment becomes charged with urgency, meaning, and fear. That is why time feels like the ultimate power in the universe. Immortal, unstoppable, uncaged, indifferent to our wishes, unmoved by our desperation to slow it down. But philosophy has long asked a disturbing question. What if time doesn't actually have this power at all? Some thinkers argued that time is not ultimate, but secondary, a shadow cast by something eternal. Others claimed time is simply a measurement of change, meaning that without motion, without transformation, time itself would disappear. And then there's the unsettling idea that time may not even exist outside the human mind, that it is a framework we impose on reality, a way to organize experience, not a property of the universe itself. If that's true, then time isn't something we're moving through. It's something we're generating. And that realization changes everything, because it suggests that much of the suffering we blame on time, the regret, the anxiety, the pressure, doesn't come from time itself, but from the way we relate to it. We experience memory. We never experience the future directly. We experience anticipation. And the present, the only moment that is real, is so thin, so fleeting, that it turns into memory almost as soon as we notice it. So in a very real sense, we are almost never living in reality. This is why time feels cruel, not because it hurts us intentionally, but because we constantly abandon the present moment, stretching our awareness across moments that do not exist, letting nostalgia pull us backward and anxiety drag us forward. And yet, our experience of time reveals something important. Time does not feel the same in every moment because it is not experienced the same way. When we are bored, time slows down. Every second becomes heavy. When we are fully immersed, time disappears entirely. When we grieve, time freezes. When we are anxious, time accelerates. This tells us something profound. Time is not just physical, it is psychological. Even science echoes this idea in its own way, showing us that time bends, stretches, and slows, that there is no universal now, no single present shared by the entire universe, and that what we call the flow of time may simply be the result of disorder increasing, not a cosmic force pushing everything forward. From the universe's perspective, the past may not be gone, and the future may not be waiting. Everything may simply exist. But from our perspective, everything feels like it's slipping away. And this tension between cosmic time and human time is where existential dread is born, because we are temporary beings living inside a reality that may not even recognize past, present, and future the way we do. Some traditions responded to this not by fighting time, but by surrendering to impermanence, by accepting that everything changes, everything passes, and that suffering begins the moment we demand permanence from a reality built on motion and decay. In that sense, Time is not a cage. Attachment is. We suffer not because moments end, but because we cling to them as if they shouldn't. Which brings us to the final irony of time. It feels like the most powerful force in existence, yet it has no intention, no awareness, no desire to harm or help us. Time does not chase you. It does not punish you. It does not judge you. It simply continues. And one day you won't. That isn't cruelty. That's reality. The real tragedy is not that time passes. The tragedy is that we often aren't there when it does. So the question that remains is not what time is or whether it's real or an illusion, but something far more uncomfortable. If the past cannot be changed, the future cannot be controlled, and the present disappears the moment you notice it. Where are you actually living? Because time is not waiting for you to understand it. It is waiting for you to live inside it.